I wanted to ask Kaitlin. Kaitlin, how many names and numbers did you come to training with on your second day? Do you remember?
Yeah, so I basically had about 30 names and numbers on my first day, and then I did what I'm about to tell you guys, and I came to training the second day with around 80 to 90 numbers.
Okay,
Or
so
names, I should say.
share with people how you did that.
For sure. So could I share my screen real quick so I can kind of show them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So just to tell you guys a little bit real quick, basically what I did was, by the way, whose parents here have like Facebook, like mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, like who? Okay, so mostly everyone, right? Okay, awesome. So what I did is I didn't know, and I didn't have the names and phone numbers of a lot of my family friends and my mom's friends, coworkers, and things like that. So what I did is I actually went on my mom's Facebook, and I'll share my screen so you can kind of see here real quick. This is my Facebook, but let me go ahead and search my mom real quick. So this is my mom's Facebook. If my computer will load. Anyone around here sell German Shepherd pups? Not me. Okay, so I basically clicked on her friends. You can see she has 563, which, by the way, they don't need to have a lot as long as they have some friends. That's good. So what I did is I made a spreadsheet, and I went through every single one of these people, and if they looked like a nice mom, like her, she looks like a nice mom, right? And this lady just has her kids as their picture, so she's probably a nice mom. And her, and her, and her, and her, like literally just went through every single person in my mom's friends list. And if they look like a nice mom, I'd even click on some of them and look through their pictures a little bit. And if they look like a nice mom, I wrote them down. If they look like a nice dad, I wrote them down. After I did that, I probably had somewhere around the 100, 120 range of names. And I didn't have any of their numbers because these are my mom's friends. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. So what I did is I sat down with my mom. We talked for about 30 minutes to an hour, right? So super easy. And I was like, Mom, look, I have this goal. I really want to do well at this job. And if I come to training on day 2 and day 3 with a ton of names and numbers on my list, I'm going to be able to book a ton of appointments and do really good right off the bat. So I shared that with her, and I shared with her that I really wanted to be financially stable and independent, and the rest of my goals too. And she really wanted to help me out, which, most moms typically do want to help out their kids, right? So I was like, okay, Mom, I have this list of moms' names. I know you know all these people, they're your friends on Facebook. So can you hook me up with like all their phone numbers? So I just basically went through the spreadsheet one by one, and I was like, okay, Mom, how do you know this person? From PTA, from the neighborhood? Okay, great. And you have their phone number? Okay, awesome. And I just went through every single one, wrote down their phone numbers. That's not the only thing I did. I was able to get probably around 40, 50 names and numbers from doing that because my mom didn't have all their numbers. So I did have to do some other messaging. And Damien will kind of talk to you guys more about that, how to message people. But the second thing that I did was I actually personally messaged everybody that I knew on Snapchat and Instagram because they all have parents, right? All my friends. So even if I didn't know them for that long, or even if I just had one class with them and we talked like one time, they were my friend on Instagram and Snapchat, right? So they're probably nice enough. So I basically just messaged every single person, and I was able to get about 30, 40 more names and numbers from that. And it's a super, super nice message. It's just basically, I just started this brand new job showing Cutco. I had to do a bunch of practice appointments so I can, practice. Do you think your parents would be nice enough to listen to my presentation? And most of the people were nice. Some people obviously didn't respond or didn't said no, but most of the people were like, oh yeah, my parents would love to help you out. And these are people who I hadn't even talked to that much, or it had been a couple years since I'd seen them. But people want to help out people with goals. So if you share your goals, they're going to want to help you out most of the time. So those are the two main things that I did. And I actually had one friend or a couple of friends who I hadn't talked to them in 2-3 years, did a presentation for their parents. And I was obviously kind of nervous because hadn't talked to their kids in a while and I didn't know if they knew that or not. But the parents ended up buying Cutco, and it was a great presentation. Both of those instances, even one of them, I think it was a guy, I was friends with a guy in choir, and for like 1 year, my freshman year in high school, hadn't talked to him since then. I did a presentation for his parents and they bought like a homemaker set or a signature set, but I reached out to him because I was like, you know what, I want to do really well. I don't know this guy that well, but if I reach out to everybody, you never know. So.
And how much did you sell in your first 10 days because of all this extra effort that you put in?
I ended up selling $11,000 in my fast start, my first 10 days.